I'm Leusu MANU Ta'a Felicia Ta'a, also known as MANU. With Old Tie Ranch High School. I'm a senior, class of 2018. My favorite food, I eat a lot, like a lot. Sometimes it doesn't look like I eat a lot, but I can eat a lot and I figure it out, you know. But definitely, comes to the fries, has to be one of my favorite foods. Families, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. I'm the oldest of my family, so you know, I'm kind of just paving the way for my brothers and sisters. You know, I'm the oldest, so I'm like that role model to all the younger ones. So you know, I always watch what I do because I know that it's going to reflect back on them, and I want to make sure that they have a good older brother to look up to. You know what I mean? I don't try not to do nothing too crazy or too dumb. You know. Also boxing too. I love boxing. Not only it's a good competitive sport, but it's something that I was able to really fall in love with and just create a lot of passion behind, you know, just being out here, hitting the bags, you know, hitting the mitts. It's just cool. It's a stress relief, you know. Same thing with working out, hitting the weights, whether it's hitting the weights, swimming. I like to swim. I like to do a lot of swimming. You know, to me, swimming is very therapeutic, and just a role model as being like, you know, humble, respectful, kind to everybody. You know, just showing them just the proper ways of how to act in society and just being, you know, somebody just going out there in the real world and not acting a fool and kicking too much dust, you know what I mean? There's a lot of important things to me in this world, but probably the one that as soon as you say that question, I don't even think with my mind, I think with my heart, because it's my family. It's my mom and my dad. Without my mom and my dad, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't even be here for my mom and dad. So to me, my mom and dad are everything. Everything I do is for them. Everything I do, I want to make them proud. And that's kind of just like my little goal in life. Is just, you know, they always tell me, you know, no matter what, son, we're gonna make you. We're gonna be proud of you. But you know, I kind of look at that and I really want to make them proud. And I'm in boxing since I was about 10 years old. I've played football since I was 10 years old. And just recently in high school, I started track as boxing. My amateur record is 5-0. I did compete in a boxing tournament a couple years back. I ended up winning the whole showcase, so it was nice. Probably the most embarrassing one was, this was my freshman year in high school, and I was walking to the bathrooms, and I was new to the campus, you know, so I didn't really know. And I'm walking, and I'm about to open the door to go to the bathroom, and a girl walks out, and the girl looks at me, and she's all like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm going to the bathroom." She's like, "The girls' bathroom?" And I was like, she was pretty too, so I was like, I didn't even know what to say. I was, you know, little freshman me, I was just like, oh man, it's crazy. They're always there, day in, day out, no matter what. You know, even on those days that I don't feel like doing anything and I don't want to do anything, my mom and dad they're there to push me and give me that extra little push and be like, come on, son, you got to do this, got to go. You know, they're always going out of their way, you know, waking me up in the mornings for early workouts, taking me to these workouts. Crazy, but my favorite song probably has to be "In the Still of the Night" by the Five Satins. You know, it's a little bit of an oldie, and a lot of people they kind of look at me and they give me a little glance and they're like, you listen to oldies? And they're like, oh, what do you listen to, like 80s, 90s, or like 90s R&B? Nah, I listen to 50s, 40s, 30s even. You know, there were some good songs, you know, by Frank Sinatra back in his time, and you know that era, that little era of music, to me, that's when music was music, you know, as time. A lot of my friends were doing track, and a lot of them were my football buddies, and they were just like, you know, why don't come out and do track? So I was like, all right, you know, why not? So, you know, I go out and I do track, and everyone was telling me, you know, hey, you should throw, you know, you're a big kid, you know, you got some power to yourself. I said, you know what? I said, I don't want to throw, I said, I want to sprint. You know, I want to go out there and I want to try to get faster. You know, so it was crazy being in track my first year because, you know, I was in JV, and every other sprinter was about, you know, 5'8", 5'7", and, you know, I'm over here 6'1", you know, 215 at the time, and it was just like, you know, you see all the track runners lined up, and then I'm a head taller and about like 60 pounds heavier, so, you know, everybody would look at me and they'd laugh, and they'd be like, oh, man, what is this kid doing in here, you know what I mean? And as soon as the gun shot off, I took off, I was gone. And you know, some of the kids beat me. You know, some of them were a lot faster than me. You know, because I got more weight to run with. But I hung in there. I was like neck to neck with some of the kids. So, but it was fun. It was a great experience. I learned a lot when it came to just learning how to run and properly, you know, my strides. And you know, it was just a good sport, and just had a lot of fun with it. And I decided to stick with it through high school. But definitely, inspiration in my life is just probably has to go to my dad. My dad, you know, the way I see dad, sometimes his dad is like, it's like your first superhero in your life, you know what I mean? So you always look up to your dad as this just that man, you know, and just growing up, I always wanted, just even now, you know, I want to be just as good as my dad, and just, you know, I see how he is and how he interacts with people, and just, you know, my dad really inspires me a lot. Just, you know, very humble, very respectful guy. You know, everybody loves him, everybody knows him, and, you know, I see that, and that inspires me, and I want to be just like that. Off the field, since I'm always training and I'm always doing something, sometimes when I get that little, you know, that hour window, just to be able to relax and just kind of sit at home, I kind of do. You know, a lot of the time I'm always with my family. We're always very family orientated. So if it's not, I'm going to my little brother's practice or my little sister's practice, I'm going to their games, going out and supporting them, and just, you know, I'm always with my family. And if it's not my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, so my uncles, you know, my uncles played a big part of my life. They're like, you know, like the older brothers I kind of wish I had, and, you know, I'm always with them, and they're always helping me out through obstacles and just teaching me the way a little bit, you know, being my older role models. My first year was tackle football. Man, it was horrible. I cried every single day at practice. I didn't like it. I was just like, I don't want to be here. You know, I couldn't get the hang of it. And, you know, up to my dad, you know, my dad decided to, you know what, son, he said, I'm going to teach you how to play. So, you know what he did is put his helmet and gear on. And, you know, me and my dad used to go heads up, you know, and I'm, you know, little 9-year-old me going heads up with my dad. You know, he didn't lay me out or anything, but, you know, he gave me a little pop here and there. And now that high school comes to an end, you know, I had a great time. I loved it all. But, you know, now it's time to turn the next page and move on forward and go to college and see how the college life is. One of the worst moments was probably when we got our house broken into. You know, that was kind of out of the blue. You know, I remember, I believe it was, I think it was 4th of July weekend. And we were spending a little vacation up north, you know, at our timeshare, and we were just kind of there having a good time. And I just remember coming back home and just everything was gone, and it was harsh, you know. And every year I picked up my GPAs. You know, freshman year it was a little bit of a tough year, just kind of going into high school and seeing how everything was, and just the changes and everything, having to go from class to class to class. You know, different teachers had different mentalities and different attitudes. So every year, definitely a big accomplishment was just having my GPA raised every year. You know, to my first semester, my senior year, I was able to get a 4.0 this year. So that was a very big accomplishment. Two of the things that I'm looking to study is sociology and kinesiology. I say sociology because I do, if not want to be a teacher, maybe, you know, I can go back and I can get that degree again, because when it comes to being a teacher, you gotta go through the process. But I do, for a fact, I want to be a counselor. And this year at OTI, there was a lot of obstacles, you know, through school, and definitely the people that helped me out the most were the teachers at our school. And, you know, just seeing so many teachers and how they are and how they interact with the kids, and, you know, it just made me respect the job of being a teacher, whether it was a teacher, a counselor, even an assistant principal, anything. And, you know, I'd volunteered for community service with my aunt. My uncle was a drill sergeant for the Marines. So I went down there and kind of just hooked up a little breakfast for all those guys. So when they were finished doing their little routines, you know, I was out there dishing out some breakfast with them. Also, I do a lot of training camps with the youth. You know, I kind of go out there and just coach them up a little bit, and, you know, teach them how to, you know, the agility drills from, you know, sprinting to, you know, certain positions. I'm kind of out there and I just help out with them. A couple times, you know, we do this thing at Otay Ranch. It's called the Mustang of the Week. And usually what happens is a teacher kind of points out a student or somebody that they see and that did a good deed, or somebody that they see and they notice it's always respectful, always kind, you know, just always nice, you know, just a good student, you know, representing the school. And I elected as a Mustang of the Week a couple times. So my desire to play college football is a dream come true. It's everything that I want, everything I focus on. For the last 4 years of my high school career, every single year, just my mentality and my thought was just making it to the next level. And I did everything I could, you know, whether it was working out 3 hours after practice to waking up early in the morning to go work out again, you know, whether it came to dieting and being on a strict diet. That way I was always, you know, ready. Just playing college ball was always just my motive, always my dream, always my goal, and that's what kept me going through high school. Wherever I go and wherever I have my mindset, I know that I'm going to give my 110% for that program, and I'm going to do everything and anything in my possible power to just make that program the best. You know, I look forward to football. Football is everything to me. I live, eat, breathe football. It means the world to me. But even I know that at the end of the day, there's always life after football, and I always look forward to going to a good school to be able to get a good education.